I transmigrated into a useless prince. And chose my own fate. Part 2. The journey was quiet. Too quiet. No wasted words. No unnecessary movement. Just soldiers. Horses. And him. I stayed in my carriage. Like the useless prince I was supposed to be. Silent. Unnoticed. But that's not possible anymore. Because every time I stepped out, I felt it. His gaze. Not obvious. Not constant. But precise. Tracking. He's watching me. We stopped at dusk. Camp set quickly. Efficient. Disciplined. Your Highness, your tent is ready. Lin An's voice was soft. I nodded. Stepped inside. And stopped. Just one step. And I froze. Of course. He was already there. Sitting calmly. Like it was natural. Like it was his space. You're in the wrong tent, Your Highness. A faint glance. No. Unbelievable. This is my tent. I said it calmly. And I'm staying here. He replied just as easily. Why? To keep an eye on you. No excuse. No pretense. Just truth. He's not even hiding it anymore. Am I that suspicious? A pause. Very. I didn't argue. Didn't push. Because leaving would be worse. So instead, I sat opposite him. The tent was small. Too small. The space between us. Not enough. Time passed. No words. Just wind outside. Fire crackling. And his gaze. You're not resting. I looked up slightly. Neither are you. A pause. I don't need to. Arrogant. He leaned back slightly. Still watching. Always watching. Show me your hands. Again. Why are you so obsessed with my hands? Because they don't match your story. Silence. Then. Slowly. I raised them. This time. He didn't touch. Just looked. Carefully. Calluses. A pause. Not from writing. You're overthinking. Am I? He leaned forward. Closer. Then explain. Survival. That made him pause. Just slightly. In the palace. Even more reason. Silence again. But something shifted. Not suspicion. Something deeper. The night grew colder. The fire dimmed. At some point, I lay down. Facing away. This is dangerous. Not the situation. The feeling. But even then, I could feel it. His presence. Close. Too close. Just before sleep. A voice. Quiet. Low. Don't wander off. I won't. We were only a few steps apart. But somehow, the distance between us had already disappeared. Morning came. And something felt wrong. Not obvious. But enough. We moved through a narrow pass. Trees too dense. The path too quiet. No birds. My fingers tightened. Instinct. Ahead. He slowed. Just slightly. He noticed too. It happened fast. Too fast. Arrows. From all sides. Ambush. Chaos erupted. Soldiers moved. Horses panicked. And me. Stay in character. I stepped back. He moved. Like a storm unleashed. One step. 3 enemies down. No hesitation. No mercy. Monster. One broke through. Straight toward me. Of course. 2 choices. Stay weak. Or survive. The blade came. Fast. Too fast. My body moved. Before thought. Step. Turn. Dodge. My hand caught his wrist. Twist. Crack. He dropped. For 1 second. Everything froze. Shit. I felt it instantly. That gaze. Locked. On me. He saw. I staggered back. Forced it. I just reacted. No answer. But his eyes. Sharp. Too sharp. More enemies. More chaos. This time. I stayed back. Did nothing. But they weren't targeting soldiers. They were targeting me. So it's like that. Kill that prince. Silence. Inside me. They traced it back. And he heard it too. Everything changed. His killing intent shifted. Colder. Sharper. Before I could react, a hand grabbed me. Hard. Pulled me back. Behind him. Stay behind me. He's protecting me. Not as a prince. Not as duty. Instinct. He didn't hold back. Anyone who came close fell. Fast. Brutal. Overkill. In my mind. This is because of me. It ended quickly. Too quickly. Silence returned. Broken only by bodies falling. He stood there. Still. In front of me. Like a wall. Then. He turned. Slowly. His eyes. Locked onto mine. You. That tone. Not cold. Dangerous. He stepped closer. What was that? What? That movement. Silence. For the first time. I didn't know how to answer. The fire burned low that night. But my fever burned higher. It started small. Head heavy. Limbs aching. No one can see weakness. Of course. He noticed. You're burning. I forced myself upright. It's nothing. Do not lie to me. Come. Sharp. Unavoidable. I'm fine. A lie. That didn't hold. He stepped closer. Hands firm. You aren't fine. Let me see. I froze. You already know, don't you? A pause. That I'm the masked magistrate. He didn't flinch. Not immediately. Just watched. I suspected. A beat. But not this level. His eyes narrowed slightly. You're better than I imagined. In my mind. He knows. And I knew. He knew. He pulled the blanket around me. Firm. Sit back. You'll make it worse. Why care? Because I can't let you die on me. A pause. Even if you're a problem. His hand brushed my forehead. Warm. Steady. You're burning too high. Maybe I like the attention. A flicker. Then. A faint smirk. Annoying. He sat closer. You should have told me. And ruined my reputation. I see. His hand lingered on my shoulder. His gaze. Locked. Even if I suspected. A pause. I didn't expect this. And now. Now. A faint pause. I want to see how far this goes. The tent felt smaller. Air thicker. Breath closer. The fever worsened. My body. Heavy. Unsteady. You should rest. I'm fine. No. Firm. You're not. His hand returned to my forehead. Too hot. I can endure. You endure too much. The next morning. I could barely stand. Where is your servant? I sent him back. He supported me. Step by step. Don't push yourself. You're treating me like a child. I don't care. By afternoon, we reached the border. The air. Heavy. Tense. Stay close. The battlefield erupted. Enemy forces surged. Like a tide. I leaned against him. Weak. Burning. But my mind. Sharp. I watched. Patterns. Formations. Flaws. Quietly. I gave orders. Small. Precise. Archers, shift left. Cavalry, flank east. Supplies, pull back. How does he know? He's guiding us. Xiao Jun watched. Eyes narrowing. Not just skilled. Brilliant. Enemy cavalry charged. The formation held. Arrows fell. Horses collapsed. Impressive. The prince isn't useless. He's leading us. I smiled faintly. Fever burning. Body failing. Mind steady. He stepped closer. Even like this. You control everything. Do you doubt me? Never. He moved in front of me. Shielding. Watching. Protecting. You don't just survive. A pause. You command. And you notice everything. Of course. The enemy broke. Commander fell. Victory. But I didn't move. My body. Too heavy. I took a step. Vision blurred. Darkness. Then. Nothing. Strong arms caught me. Firm. Unshaking. Don't do that again. I'm fine. No. He carried me. Carefully. Silently. The soldiers watched. No one spoke. Blanket wrapped tight. His hand brushing my hair back. Stay still. I'm not a child. Not like this. I leaned into him. Warmth steady. Breath close. You notice everything. Of course. You're too stubborn. I can endure. I decide what you endure. Whispers spread. He led us while sick. And the general. He treats him like he matters most. I tried to sit up. He stopped me. Rest. They saw me. They respect you. A pause. Right now. You need me. I closed my eyes. Heat rising. Pulse slowing. His hand brushed mine. Warmth spread. You make it hard to endure, I whispered. Weak. Unsteady. Good. His voice. Low. Almost amused. For the first time. I didn't have to hide. Fevered. Exhausted. And yet. In his hold. I felt untouchable. Protected. Morning came softly. Sunlight spilling over the camp. The fever had broken. My body still weak. But my mind. Sharp. As I stepped out. Supported lightly by him. Silence fell. Soldiers watched. Whispers spreading. He's not useless. He's incredible. I smirked faintly. You finally noticed. Xiao Jun's gaze swept across them. Sharp. Measuring. They see the truth now. I leaned slightly toward him. And you. A pause. I've always known. Something in his voice. Steady. Certain. The air shifted. No longer pity. No longer indifference. Respect. Subtle nods. Lingering gazes. Quiet awe. It suits you, I murmured. That I see it. His tone. Soft. Sharp. He stepped closer. His hand brushed mine. Light. Possessive. Don't push yourself. I can endure. A faint smirk. I decide what you endure. Low. Dark. I noticed it. A slight flush on his face. "You're easy to provoke," I whispered. "You're reckless." He stepped closer. Gaze locking onto mine. "The masked magistrate isn't the only surprise," he muttered. I leaned slightly into him. "You care too much." "I care enough to keep you alive." Low. Almost a growl. My pulse quickened. The air. Thick. Heavy. For the first time. I didn't hide. Not my strength. Not my thoughts. Not my heart. Crossed swords, the war began. Hold formation. Even weak. I stood. Guided. Watched. Arrows fell. Horses charged. Steel clashed. Xiao Jun moved. Like a storm. Enemies broke beneath him. I signaled. Small. Precise. Cavalry flanked. Archers shifted. Traps closed. He predicts everything. The general fights like a god. We can't lose. The enemy commander fell. Victory came. Fast. Absolute. Cheers rose. Loud. Endless. But I only felt him. Close. Watching. You pushed too hard. I handled it. You could have died. A pause. Stay close to me. Possessive. Unwavering. The capital gates opened. Whispers spread faster than wind. The prince led the army. Victory in days. Even while sick. I leaned slightly into him. Everyone knows. And now they respect you. Two princes stood ahead. Shock written across their faces. Impossible. The useless prince. I smiled faintly. Hard to ignore now. Soldiers stood taller behind me. Proud. Certain. He led us. He saw everything. Xiao Jun stayed beside me. Close. Don't let them underestimate you. I won't. Nobles whispered. Servants stared. Princes hid their envy. Careful, I murmured softly. Your jealousy is showing. His gaze darkened slightly. I never doubted you. His hand brushed mine again. Possessive. The capital echoed my name. And I knew. His gaze would never leave. The throne room stood silent. Golden. Cold. You returned quickly. The emperor's voice echoed. Yes, your majesty. Eyes watched. Measured. Judged. I heard you led well. I spoke calmly. Precisely. Carefully. Xiao Jun stood beside me. Close. Do not reveal too much, he murmured. Of course. A faint tease. Whispers spread. Uneasy. Jealous. Impossible. The emperor nodded. You have my trust, for now. The others stiffened. Watch them, I murmured. They won't stay quiet. And I won't leave your side. The war outside was over. But the one inside had just begun. The door closed behind us. Your Highness. Linen dropped to his knees. Relief in his voice. You've returned safely. I'm back. His eyes scanned me. You're hurt. It's nothing. Nothing. That voice. Low. Cold. Xiao Jun stepped forward. His gaze fell on Linen. Sharp. Evaluating. Linen stiffened. This servant greets the regent. Silence. Heavy. You're loyal. A statement. This servant only does his duty. Good. A pause. Stay that way. Not a warning. Not entirely. Something closer to a claim. Enough. I walked past them. Both of you. Linen followed quickly. Xiao Jun followed slowly. Unhurried. Like he already belonged there. Inside. Linen moved immediately. Water. Medicine. Clothes. Routine. Careful. Familiar. And behind me. I could still feel it. That gaze. Watching. Claiming. Waiting. You should rest, he said softly. I sat down. Letting out a quiet breath. You've done well. He froze. This servant. Linen. He stopped. I trust you. A pause. Don't call yourself a servant again. Silence. You're like a brother to me. His head lowered further. I will never betray your highness. Leave. The word cut through the room. Linen looked up. Startled. The prince needs rest. A lie. An obvious one. Linen hesitated. Then. Yes. The door closed. Silence. Heavy. You scared him, I said lightly. Good. I smiled faintly. Jealous. Footsteps. Closer. Slower. Until. He stood right behind me. Of him. His voice. Low. His hand brushed my shoulder. Deliberate. You're the one who trusts him. And you don't. A pause. I trust no one. His fingers stilled. Except what I can hold. Before I could react. His hand moved. Gripping my chin. Turning my face toward him. And you. A whisper. Are slipping out of everyone's control. My heartbeat skipped. Including yours? I asked quietly. His eyes darkened. Try me. You should sit, he said. I am sitting. A pause. Properly. His hand pressed lightly on my shoulder. Guiding me back. You're injured. It's nothing. Lie again. I stopped. Because he was already pulling my sleeve aside. The wound revealed. Not deep. But not light. His expression changed. Darkened. This is nothing. I've had worse. Stay still. He reached for the medicine. Careful. Precise. I'm not going to break, I muttered. You already are. I frowned. What does that mean? No answer. Just. His fingers brushing my skin. Cool. Gentle. Does it hurt? No. A pause. He pressed slightly. I flinched. Still no. A little. Idiot. But his touch. Softened. Slowed. Careful. I watched him. This man. Who terrified the court. Who commanded armies. Who killed without hesitation. Was now. Treating my wound. Like I might disappear. Why are you looking at me like that, he asked. Like I don't understand. Maybe I don't. A pause. His hand stilled. I wasn't there. I froze. What? When they treated you like this? His grip tightened slightly. When you lived like this? Silence. That's not your fault. It is. Immediate. For the first time. I saw it. Not control. Not dominance. Regret. He leaned closer. Slow. Careful. His lips brushed mine. Gentle. Hesitant. I didn't move. Didn't pull away. Just stayed. When he pulled back. His forehead rested against mine. From now on. A whisper. I'll take care of you. My heart. Tightened. You already are. You can leave now, I said lightly. He didn't move. No. No. You're injured. It's minor. I decide that. I almost laughed. Royal uncle. His gaze sharpened instantly. Is it appropriate? I leaned back slightly. To stay in your nephew's room like this? Silence. Dangerous. What are you implying? Nothing. A faint smile. Just wondering. A pause. If it's also appropriate to kiss your brother's son like that. The air changed. His eyes darkened. Say that again. Royal uncle. Too fast. He was already beside me. Hand gripping my chin. Do you think I care? You should. People will talk. Let them. His thumb brushed my lip. Slow. Say it again. That you're my uncle. A challenge. You are. Something snapped. He leaned in. This time. The kiss wasn't gentle. It was. Claiming. Possessive. My breath caught. Fingers gripping his sleeve. Without thinking. He pulled back slightly. Still think it matters? You're insane. Only for you. Rest. You're not leaving, are you? No. Then stay. Royal uncle. His eyes darkened again. But this time. He stayed. Right beside me. Night deepened. Candles flickered. You're still awake. No. A quiet lie. I could feel him. Still there. Watching. You'll regret this. If people find out. Sleep. Avoiding again. You always do that. Do what? Ignore things you don't like. A pause. And you say things you shouldn't. Royal uncle. Don't call me that. I open my eyes. Then what should I call you? Silence. Long. Xiao Jun. My breath stilled. You've never allowed that. I am now. His hand brushed my hair. Soft. Careful. Sleep. You won't. I won't. Why? A pause. Because you're here. Simple. Dangerous. I turned slightly. You're making it hard to sleep. Good. If you're awake. His voice lowered. I know you're safe. Silence softened. I closed my eyes. His presence. Still there. Unmoving. Unleaving. And for the first time. It didn't feel heavy. It felt. Safe. That night. He didn't leave. Not even once. And somewhere between silence and sleep. I stopped wanting him to. Morning light slipped through the window. Soft. Warm. Annoyingly bright. Too early, I muttered. But then. Something felt off. I opened my eyes slowly. The room was the same. The bed was the same. But. He was still there. Xiao Jun sat beside me. Exactly where he had been. All night. Unmoved. Watching. You didn't sleep. No. Of course. You're unbelievable. You're awake. Ignoring everything else. I stretched slightly. Wincing. Just enough. His gaze sharpened instantly. Does it hurt? Maybe. A lie. He leaned closer. Let me see. Royal uncle. I smiled faintly. You're very attentive. His hand paused. Just a second. Stop calling me that. Low. Why? No answer. Instead. His hand reached for my sleeve. Careful. Firm. You're avoiding the question. And you're provoking me. Our eyes met. Too close. Too aware. Linen will come soon. Let him. And if he sees. A pause. He won't misunderstand. You're very confident. I am. Of course he is. I leaned closer. Close enough. To feel his breath. Or maybe. A whisper. You don't mind if he knows. That. Got him. His eyes darkened. Careful. You said that yesterday. He didn't kiss me. Didn't move. But his hand didn't let go either. Get dressed. A pause. We're going to the palace. Just like that. Distance. Control. Yes, royal uncle. This time. He didn't stop me. But the look he gave said everything. The palace felt different. Heavier. Eyes turned. Whispers followed. That's him. The third prince. The one from the border. How fast things change. There is another matter. The emperor's voice echoed. I stilled. The empire requires strong alliances. Ah. There it is. The regent should consider marriage. Silence. Then. Ripples. The prime minister's daughter. Perfect. Political. Unavoidable. Then. The third prince should also marry. That caught me off guard. A trap. Clean. Precise. I refuse. The words cut through the hall. Cold. Absolute. Every head turned. I said I refuse. His voice didn't rise. But the pressure did. And you? The emperor's gaze turned to me. A test. I lifted my eyes slowly. If the regent marries. A pause. Then this son will comply. Silence. Dead silence. I didn't look at him. But I felt it. That shift. You dare. I turned slightly. Met his gaze. Royal uncle. Soft. Isn't this what the court wants? I barely stepped out. Before a hand grabbed my wrist. Come with me. No hesitation. No restraint. The door slammed shut behind us. You agreed. Low. Controlled. It was the right answer. I stepped closer. Slow. Deliberate. Or should I have refused? Don't compare us. Sharp. Why not? I leaned closer. Does it bother you? In a second. I was against the wall. You're doing this on purpose. Maybe. Why? This time. No teasing. Because I wanted to see. His grip tightened. What? If you would stop me. Silence. If you would care. That. Hit. And now. I stepped closer. Even like this. You tell me. A pause. Then. He kissed me. Not hesitant. Not unsure. An answer. Clear. When he pulled back. I smiled faintly. I see. Don't test me again. Why? A pause. Because I will fail. Voices overlapped in the court. Relentless. Calculated. I stood in silence. Like it had nothing to do with me. And the third prince. Ah. There it is. Should also finalize his engagement. Of course. Tie us both down. Control us both. I didn't look. Didn't need to. I could feel it. That cold pressure around him. This matter will be decided soon, the emperor declared. Final. Unavoidable. I walked out like usual. Calm. Unbothered. But my steps. Slower than before. Stop. His voice. Behind me. I didn't turn. We shouldn't talk here, I said quietly. Then where? A pause. Anywhere no one can hear. This time. We didn't rush. Didn't grab. Didn't lose control immediately. But the moment the door closed. Everything changed. They're pushing it again, I said first. Straightforward. No teasing. I know. His voice was colder now. This time, they won't stop. Silence. Heavy. Then don't agree. Immediate. I let out a faint breath. You think it's that simple? Yes. I looked at him. Really looked. And if refusing causes suspicion, let them suspect. And if it turns into a political attack on you, that made him pause. This isn't just about us, I said quietly. You have enemies. I have enemies. If we act wrong now, they'll use it. He stepped closer. So your solution is to marry someone else? Low. Sharp. My solution is to survive, I replied calmly. Silence. If I agree. My voice dropped. It protects you. That was the truth. I don't need that kind of protection. You don't get to decide that, I shot back. For the first time, my voice rose. You think this is easy for me? Silence. You think I want this? I whispered. To stand there and agree. My hand tightened slightly. When I stopped. Too much. His expression changed. Just slightly. Say it, he murmured. I looked away. No. That one word created distance between us, even though we were still close. Then listen to me instead, he said quietly. I didn't respond. I won't marry anyone else. My breath stilled. No matter what the court says. I looked at him again. Can you say the same? His question lingered. Heavy. Unavoidable. I looked at him. Really looked. For a moment. I almost said yes. Almost. No, I said quietly. Silence. I saw it. That flicker in his eyes. That rare break. I can't, I continued. Not now. His jaw tightened. So you'll agree? Not a question. Yes. The air changed instantly. Fine. I chose the safer path. The smarter path. But the moment I said yes, I felt like I had already lost something. The news spread quickly. As expected. The third prince has agreed. Marriage alliance confirmed. Date to be decided soon. The court was pleased. Too pleased. I stood there. Accepting congratulations. Smiling when needed. Speaking when required. Like a perfect puppet. But I didn't look at him. Not once. Because I knew. If I did, I might hesitate. But I could feel it. That presence. That pressure. He didn't speak. Didn't interfere. Didn't even object. Which was worse? Your Highness, Linen whispered later. Are you sure about this? Of course, I replied calmly. But my hand tightened slightly. The palace was quiet. Too quiet. I stood alone in my room, looking at the ceremonial robes. So this is how it ends, I murmured. Does it? My heart stopped. He stood at the doorway. Silent. Watching. You shouldn't be here, I said softly. And you shouldn't be doing this. We stood there. Neither moving. Leave, I said quietly. Say it again. Leave. A long pause. Then. Tomorrow, he said. Don't regret it. And just like that, he left. I know this marriage is doomed, but he didn't stop me. Didn't fight me. Didn't say anything more. And somehow, that hurt the most. The wedding day arrived. Bright. Grand. Fake. The entire court gathered. Ministers. Nobles. Royal family. All watching. All satisfied. I stood at the center. Dressed perfectly. Ready. Proceed, the emperor ordered. And just as I took a step. Stop. The voice. Cut through everything. Cold. Unshaken. I didn't need to turn. But I did. Xiao Jun stood at the entrance. Clad in black armor. Not ceremonial. War ready. Behind him. Soldiers. The entire court froze. What is the meaning of this? The emperor demanded. I came to end this farce, he replied calmly. You speak of stability, Xiao Jun continued. Yet you sell your own blood for power. Murmurs spread. Shock. Fear. Guards, the emperor shouted. But no one moved. Because the soldiers were his. It ends today, Xiao Jun said. He walked forward. Step by step. Until he stood right in front of me. You're late, I whispered. No, he replied softly. I came exactly when I should. He turned. Facing the entire court. Hear this clearly. Silence. He will not marry anyone. Gasps filled the hall. Because I will. Everything. Stopped. You dare. I dare, Xiao Jun cut him off. His voice turned colder. And if anyone objects. His hand moved to his sword. Try stopping me. Then. He looked at me. Not as a regent. Not as an uncle. Just. Him. Come here. And for the first time. I didn't hesitate. I walked toward him. That day, the court lost its order. The emperor lost control. And he chose me in front of the entire world. Even if it meant destroying everything. Silence. That was the first thing I noticed. Not chaos. Not screams. Just silence. The entire court stood frozen. No one dared to move. No one dared to speak. Because he was still holding my hand. Firm. Unyielding. He will not marry anyone. Because I will. Those words still echoed in the hall. You've lost your mind. The emperor's voice was cold. Dangerous. Guards, he said slowly. Seize them. No one moved. Because every soldier present belonged to him. Your Majesty, Xiao Jun said calmly. You've mistaken something. He stepped forward slightly. This court no longer listens to you. Gasps. Whispers. Fear spreading like wildfire. You speak of loyalty, Xiao Jun continued. Yet you poison your own sons, eliminate ministers, and trade lives for alliances. The court erupted. Poison. Eliminate. The emperor's face darkened. Silence. But it was too late. Doubt had already taken root. From today onward, Xiao Jun declared, I will take temporary control of the court. Until the truth is judged. Not a rebellion. A justification. A perfect move. He didn't just break the system. He replaced it. Are you afraid? He asked softly. I looked at him. Then smiled. Of you. A pause. Never. He didn't just choose me. He chose to stand against the entire empire. And somehow, I wasn't afraid. The emperor was imprisoned. Not dead. Not dethroned. Just locked away. The palace changed overnight. Guards doubled, corridors silent, every step watched. Linen. Yes, Your Highness. The prison. A pause. It's been breached. I didn't wait. I ran. Blood on the corridors. Guards down. Gates open. So it finally happened, I murmured. He was gone. But not for long. Seal the exits, I ordered. He hasn't left the palace yet. You're late. I turned. He stood there, calm, ice cold. I knew this would happen. The throne hall. Of course. He was already there. You should have stayed in your cage, I said. And let you steal everything, he replied. Silence. Then. Steal. One move. The emperor fell. Silence swallowed the hall. It's over, he said quietly. The crown changed hands that night. But I didn't take it. Not yet. In the court, I stood before them all. The emperor is dead. Gasps. The empire will not fall with him. I looked at the princes. Some of you will serve. Some will fail. You will prove it at the borders. Fear. Shock. Silence. Then. The empire cannot remain without a king, a minister said. All eyes turned to me. I exhaled. No. Silence shattered. Then who? I turned slightly. He will. Everyone froze. He stepped forward. The third prince will ascend. Murmurs exploded. He didn't look away. I don't want the throne, he said. Then his gaze met mine. I just need him. The court went silent again. And I. Fine. A breath. I'll take it. Not for power. For the empire. Later. The crown waited. Heavy. Not in weight, but in choice. You're still going through with it, he said. You're the one who pushed me here. A faint smile. Then I'll stay behind you, he said. A pause. Always. The doors opened. Light poured in. The crown touched my head. Voices roared. Long live the emperor. But I only looked at him. And he didn't bow. He never did. There is one more matter left, a minister said. Silence. I sighed. Say it. The matter of succession. And marriage. Murmurs spread again. I didn't even hesitate. I already said it once. Pause. If I marry, I said calmly. It will be him. Gasps. The regent. This is unprecedented. His voice cut through it all. Any objections? Silence. No one answered. Because no one dared. I turned slightly toward him. Still fine with this. He stepped forward. You think I started all this to back out now? A faint pause. Then it's decided. I looked back at the court. There will be no more debate. Firm. Final. I will marry him. Silence. Then. Nothing. Because it was already law. Later. You really said it in front of everyone, he murmured. You made me say it, I replied. A pause. Then his hand caught mine. Good. Good. A faint smirk. Now no one can take you from me. I exhaled softly. As if they ever could. And for once. The empire stayed quiet. 10 days later. The palace was no longer tense. It was prepared. Red banners. Golden lights. Silent anticipation. It's finally today, a minister whispered. I adjusted my robe. Too loud, I muttered. He appeared beside me. You're nervous, he said. I'm not. A pause. You're lying. I glanced at him. You're enjoying this too much. A faint smirk. Of course I am. The hall was full. Every noble. Every minister. Every gaze. All waiting. The priest stepped forward. Begin the vows. Silence. I turned slightly toward him. 10 days ago you said you'd never let me go, I said quietly. He replied without hesitation. And I meant it. A pause. Then don't change your mind now. Never. The priest continued. Do you accept this bond? I didn't look away from him. I do. Do you accept? He stepped closer. I already did the moment I chose him. Silence. Then. Silence. Then. Then it is sealed. After the ceremony. The doors closed behind the court. Noise vanished. Just the palace garden. Quiet air. For the first time, no eyes on us. It's over, I said softly. He tilted his head. No, he corrected. It just started. I sighed faintly. You're still as dramatic as ever. He stepped closer. And you're still mine. A pause. This time, I didn't argue. Still yours, I admitted. A rare softness crossed his face. Good. He reached for my hand. No titles. No court. No war. Just warmth. So what now? I asked. He squeezed my hand lightly. Now, he said. You finally stop carrying the empire alone. I exhaled slowly. Took you long enough to say that. A faint smile. I was waiting for you to let me. I looked at him. Then finally. I did. And for the first time in a long time. The empire didn't feel heavy. Just quiet. And complete. We stood peacefully, no throne between us, no court watching, no war waiting. Just two people who chose each other. And for once. That was enough. If you want more stories like this, comment, like, and subscribe. And if you want another genre or setting, just tell me in the comments.